Hi, this is David Smith from Film, Video and Virtual Reality, formerly Australian Video Camera, and today I'm going to explore some new software from Acon Digital. This is a version 2 release of an excellent product called Audio Lava. Now, if lava makes you think of smooth, flowing material with lots of heat, then this is a pretty hot product that is exactly that, smooth and flowing. Here are the new notes on Audio Lava and the key features that are new in version 2. It's been rebuilt completely from scratch, as they say, for high quality demands and cross-platform support. It's now available for both Mac and PC as both 32 and 64-bit applications. There's a whole range of new features, but it's really been redesigned with a new interface, much simpler and more intuitive interface, and superb internal programming, which means that it's extremely smooth and responsive to work with. Now, what I've chosen today to work with is a classic old record originally recorded by Zonophone in 1908. That's 1908. And it was a record called The Teddy Bear's Picnic, which as a child I used to love. Now, I happen to have an original 78 RPM recording of that actual record, and I'm going to play that now because it's got lots of surface noise, lots of distortion, and we'll see what we can do with Audio Lava to clean it up. So I'll fire up Audio Lava and the screen will snap into place. There's a choice between recording from a record player or tape recorder or from a file on your computer. This time I'll choose to record from the record player. We simply press record, and there's the old gramophone trying to work hard on this slightly distorted record from 1908. I don't think it's going to make it on iTunes this week. You can hear there's a great deal of surface noise, and I've used a deliberately very cheap phonograph to play this to get the worst signal I possibly can to work with. And we'll just see what Audio Lava can do with that bad signal. So I'm just going to play a few more seconds of this. And there's the recording interface. So now I stop the recording and hit the next button in the wizard, and we now see the recorded waveform of this first section of the Teddy Bear's Picnic. In Audio Lava, there's a gap there, and then suddenly it starts to play, and you can hear the loud, incredibly loud background noise. Now, I recorded this quite loudly, so it's right up peaking near the top. You can see over here at the on the level meters, it's right up into the red. But I can use that portion of noise before the music comes in to take a sample using this button here, and so I'll do that. I'll just do it while there's no music. It says the selection should only contain noise, so I'll just select this bit here to about there and analyze the noise. That wasn't quite, a bit too far. We'll go back and do that again. So we've now sampled the noise from the background to the music, and it will now process and we'll go to the next stage. Here's our waveform as recorded, and I'm now going to go through and play it and just adjust these various controls to see which of these filters has the most effect. This is a very, very awful recording, obviously, so it's a very, very severe case. But let's have a go and see what happens. I've set them all to 50% to start with, and we'll just try declick first of all and play a little bit here. And now I'll add some decrackle, and that makes quite a difference. I'm giving it 100% decrackle, and just listen to the difference. That's without decrackle, and that's with decrackle, so it's making quite a deal of difference. I'll put declick on as well, and some de-noise, because there is some noise, electrical noise. De-hum at 50 Hertz. Okay, so it's not perfect, so I might try adding a few tools here to my processing chain. I'll go to an equalizer, and we'll see if we can pull out that horrible hissing sound. I'll just choose a preset here. You can see the enormous number of options in here, which is wonderful. Yeah, no, I'll just go back to there, and we'll try it manually. So we'll go back up here and play our song. So just by sweeping with this control, I can adjust it pretty well. And take quite a lot of that horrible hiss out. So we've done a fairly good job. Not perfect by any stretch, but not a bad first attempt to adjust this. And so I'll just close that, and I'll bring the volume back by about 10 dB, because it is actually too loud. So we'll do that. I might see if there's a preset in here to do that. Boost 12 dB, boost, invert, soften 12 dB. That'll do me just fine. So there we are, minus 12 dB. Now that will sound a little softer, and you see over here in the level meters, we're not going anywhere near distortions up here. That probably is a bit too soft. I might change that one. I'll bring it up to minus 3. And that's pretty good. So here's our little processing chain. We've got equalizing light and volume here, and that should do for the sake of this demonstration. So now we go to the next stage. We just go up here to the top and press next, which takes us to the export module. So what do you want to do? Burn your tracks from audio CD, save your tracks as files. I'm going to save this one as a file. So we'll click on that, and we'll go to our folder, which is here. Ozcam Magazine, Acon Digital Audio Lava Review. Okay, that's the folder. Album name, untitled album, that's okay. File type is WAV, and 16-bit PCM, that's fine. And so we go to process up here, move forward to the next wizard page, and you can see we're exporting to the file that we wanted. And there we go, information completed. We've finished. This time I'm going to import an audio file into Audio Lava. So we go to this menu and we find our file here, we double click it, and there's our file. And this is an old Stan Freberg comedy routine from about 1940s, I guess, maybe early 1950s. And it's again pretty noisy, so let's just have a listen. And in fact, what I can do is sample that noise there. That's the background noise in the system. So this is where the record starts to play, and I'll just enlarge that, and I'll sample this section here, which is where the needle's touching the record, and we'll play that. and that should be sampled. And now we can go ahead and try to modify this. I'll do decrackle again because that's...
The legend you are about to hear is true. Only the needle should be changed to protect the record.
I'll do a bit of denoise as well.
This is the countryside. I'm the St. George.
This is a much better record than the Teddy Bear's Picnic song, so it's much cleaner when I do a little bit of denoising.
The legend you are about to hear is true. Only the needle should be changed to protect the record.
So that's our settings that I like. I might do a little more, just add a little bit of an equaliser in here and see if we can do a little bit more to it.
This is the countryside. I'm the St. George. I'm a knight. Saturday, July 10th, 8:05 p.m. I was working out of the castle on the night watch when a call came in from the chief. A dragon of the devouring maidens. Homicide. My job. Slay him.
So that's much better now. I'm happy with that. So we've only got one item in our processing chain, that's the equalised light, and I've just done that manually because it's easy enough to do. And we now move on to the export module, and I'd like to save my track as a file. It's in the same folder. I'll call this one Stan Freeberg, and we'll go back up here and we go process. The thing I've always liked about Acon audio software is that it's incredibly responsive. The program itself snaps onto the screen instantly. All the processing happens incredibly fast. It's, I think, an example of really efficient programming which has made this possible, and it's a delight to use as a result. Really, so fast and responsive. So that's it, we've finished there. We now have a file in the folder which is called Stan Freeberg Audio Wave, and it's a lot cleaner. We'll go down to...
Tonight. Saturday, July 10th, 8:05 p.m. Pardon me, sir, could I talk to you for just a minute, sir?
Sure, I don't mind.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a net.
So it works. So this is Audio Lava by Acon Digital. It's a very efficient, neat little package with a huge array of inbuilt features, and it just works so simply. The wizard design is excellent, and you go from either a recorded signal from a record player or a file stored on your computer, process it in any number of ways. There are hundreds of different combinations of the settings, and the results are really impressive.
Well, I see you broke the goodies ring. How'd you get a lead on her, Joe?
I just played a hunch, Frank. It was just a hunch. I played my luck. Sometimes the hunch pays off, sometimes it doesn't. I was just lucky. I just played a hunch, Frank.
What you trying to say, Joe, is you just played a hunch.
A lucky guess.
Sometimes a hunch pays off, sometimes it doesn't. You just played a hunch. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Joe?
Yeah, I just played a hunch.